Hey, would you like to be in a position where any conversation with anybody at any given time, you truly command that conversation so you're able to take leads into sales, you're able to grow your business and make more money than you've ever made before?
Welcome to Mr. Liam Ryan!
My name's Liam Ryan. I am one of the co-founders of Assets for Life. If you are new to my channel, make sure you smash the subscribe button and the notification bell and stay tuned for more videos that I release every single week. So let's get straight into the content right now. And in one of my previous videos, I introduced you to a 4-step blueprint called Expert Speaker Blueprint. Now, I am a public speaker. I have been in the speaking world for over 7 years now, and speaking has really been the thing that has made the biggest difference in my life. My personal life, my relationships with my family. It really is the foundation to every single successful business. And the reason why I have personally raised over £9 million of other people's money, been able to be involved with over £28 million worth of property deals, grow multiple 7 and 8 figure businesses is because of this blueprint. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to take you behind the curtain and I'm going to do a deep dive into the first step. So we've got 4 steps in the model. We've got command and inspire, we've got story, we've got your solution, and we have income expansion. And in today's session, I'm gonna go deep into the first step, command and inspire. Now, here's the thing. Most people lack confidence and self-belief. Most people, when they're speaking to a prospect, they do not know how to start a conversation. They don't know how to transition into giving content and then ultimately getting someone to buy their product. They're not quite sure how to deal with objections. And a lot of people, they get nervous, they get scared. And this was certainly me 7 years ago, but I invested massively into public speaking training. I got around some of the best public speakers in the world. And today I stand here able to share this information with you. Now, you need all 4 steps in order to get the desired outcome. You can use this system one-to-one. You can use it on a telephone. You can use it on a webinar. You can use it on a Zoom. You can use it when you're speaking to your wife, your husband, your children, when you're talking to your team, potential landlords, investors. This is something I use pretty much every single conversation I have where I'm looking to take that prospect, sell them an idea, and take them on a journey where ultimately at the end of the conversation, they are saying yes rather than saying no. Would you like more people to say yes to you? Would you like to be in a position where you can command any conversation at any given time to get the desired outcome? Well, if the answer is yes, you are here with the right person. So let's take a look now at step 1, command and inspire. This is the most important step. And when you master this step, it is going to give you more confidence and ultimately you're going to be able to grow any business that you are currently in. Now, within Command and Inspire, we have something called the 7-step Instant Authority Blueprint. Let's take a look at these 7 steps. Number 1 is control your state. Number 2 is ask your prospect 2 questions. Number 3 is identify some pain that they are going through. Then we've got step 4, which is gain. Then we talk about a bridge, then we look at topic, and then the last thing we look at is something called time. Something called time. So let's go deeper into each 7 parts to the Instant Authority Blueprint. So the most important thing that you need to do, rookie speakers, they manage their state once they're on stage or they're in a meeting. Professional speakers we manage our state before we are in a position of presenting the thing that you want to present. And I put myself into state every single day, and it doesn't actually take very long. What I like to do is something called visualization. So I'll give you an example. If I am going to meet an investor, I will visualize, I'll spend a couple of minutes in the car, I'll close my eyes, I'll do 2 or 3 minutes silent meditation, and through that process, I will practice visualization. I will visualize the investor having a great time with me. I will visualize what that investor is needing and what they are looking for, and I will make the entire meeting about the investor, not just about me. And I'll also then visualize the investor saying yes to the amazing offer that I'm potentially going to put in front of them. And visualization is really important. Getting yourself in state is important. You can give yourself some self-affirmation. It's not about showing off or being a big head. It's saying, hey, I'm going to own this conversation. I'm going to go into this giving 100% and really look to get the best outcome for number one, the prospect, and number two, for yourself. So if you practice getting into state before a pitching situation, I guarantee you it will make all of the difference. That leads us nicely onto the next part, which is asking your prospects two questions. Now, if I'm on stage and I've got 2 people or 200 people in front of me, when I'm introduced onto stage, I do not say, hey everyone, my name's Liam and I'm from Assets for Life. Why? Because nobody really cares and the MC would have introduced me on. So this is what you do, and you can do this face to face, you can do it on a webinar, you can do it in a meeting, you can do it if you want to get on the stages. So I will come onto stage, I will pause, I will have eye contact with people in the room, I take full command, and then I may say something like this. Raise your hand if you want to be an expert speaker. And then I put my hand down again. And raise your hand again if you want to be an expert speaker and you want to make more money in 90 minutes than you currently make in a year. And then I put my hand up again. Now, putting your hand up at the right time is really important. You don't want to put your hand up at the start of the question, and you certainly don't want to put it up right at the end. You put it up as you come towards the end of the question. So let me demonstrate. Raise your hand if you want to be an expert speaker. And by the time I finish the word speaker, my hand is nice and high. Then you put your hand down again, repeat the first question, ask the second question, and then raise the hand nice and high. Then you put your hand down. If you don't put your hand down, the audience will not put their hand down. What this does is that it instantly gives you command on that stage. And as long as you've asked 2 of the right questions, which are chunked up questions, not too detail orientated, you've also got to be thinking about your audience and who you're talking to. So when I'm speaking to people wanting to learn about public speaking, I'm not going to ask them questions about property. But when I'm speaking to property people, I'm going to ask 2 questions relating to property. I might ask something like this. Raise your hand if you want to build a multi-million-pound property portfolio. And raise your hand again if you want to do this using none of your own money. And then I would repeat, great, fantastic. In that moment, if you've asked the right 2 questions, your audience will be engaged and they will naturally want to listen to the next part of the process. Now, one of the best things that you can do with your prospects is identify where they may be right now in their life. Typically, when someone wants to buy a product or service, they are going through some sort of pain. They're at some form of a crossroads. So I always like to identify with the audience member. So let me give you an example. It might be something like this. Perhaps you're currently somewhere over here right now, and you would always move or point to the right side. So if I was on a big stage, I would be moving to the right-hand side of the stage. The right side of the stage for me, the left side for somebody looking at you, that is the past. The center is the present, and the left-hand side is the future. So I might say, hey, perhaps you're in a position right now where you're at a crossroads. You're not making enough money. You're not spending enough time with your loved ones. Maybe the last couple of years through this crazy pandemic has been really difficult. You know you want to do more. You know you want to earn more. You've got a message, you've got a great business, but you're not quite sure how to grow it. And you'll typically give 5 or 7 pain points, 5 or 7 pain points. And then the next part of the process is to say, imagine you are now somewhere over here, and you will move to the left side of the stage, or you will point to the left. Imagine you're now over here. That's moving them into the future. And then you're going to go nicely into what we call the gain points. And this is really the opposite of the pain points. So I might say, hey, imagine you're now in a position where you are an expert speaker. You are turning your passion into profit. You're now making more money in 90 minutes than you're currently making a year. You're happier, you've got more confidence, you've got better relationships. You've got a great business, a product and service. Not only are you making more income, but you're having a bigger impact on the world. And I will finish with, raise your hand if this sounds good. And always finish with a command to get the audience to agree. So that's moving someone into the gain. What the gain points do, it really gets your prospect thinking about where they would like to be, the possibilities that is available if they take up your service. Now, at this point, you've not mentioned your service, you've not sold anything. This is so you take command, you become the authority person, and this is just a fantastic way to start a presentation, start a conversation, and really start to build that rapport, The next part of the process is what we call bridge. You need to bridge the gap, and you are that bridge. You are the person that is going to take your prospect from where they are now, more importantly, to where they want to be. And if I was on stage, I would simply do this. If this is where you are now, point to the pain, but more importantly, this is where you want to be, point to the gain. Would you agree that you need a new vehicle or strategy to get you there? Yes or no, team? Great. This is what we call self-anchoring. Now, by doing what we call the bridge, psychologically, you become the person with the answers. You are the person that is going to take them from where they are now to where they want to be. So they are now more in tune with the conversation, and they now want to know more. And this brings us nicely into topic. And it's really important that you understand your product intimately, you understand the journey of your client, you are really tuned in with the unique selling points. And then what you do is you start layering the topic. And I would say something like, hey, and this is where you, if this is where you are now, this is where you want to be. Would you agree you need a new vehicle or strategy to get you there? Yes or no, team? Great. And that's exactly what I'm going to share with you today. I'm going to share with you how to go from ordinary to extraordinary speaker, where you can be making more money in 90 minutes than you currently do in 1 year. And it is in my expert opinion that public speaking is the foundation to every successful business. There has never been a better time to understand the art of public speaking. Public speaking is the one thing that's going to enable you to get more leads, more sales, have more confidence, better relationships, become a leader, and really get you into a position where you never have to worry about money ever again. I've been in property, I've been in business, I've been in sales for over 20 years now. And with the current climate and the recession and inflation and the cost of living crisis, it has never been a better time to become a public speaker so you can have more income, you can have more impact, and you can live the life of your dreams. So you can see there how I moved into time, and I used the current global economic crisis that we're in as a way to say, hey, now is the best time. Let me ask you a question. If the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, when is the next best time? Well, of course, it's right here, right now. So you have to demonstrate to your prospect that there is no better time than today to move forward, to better your life, to do the very thing that you're talking about. Now, this 7-step blueprint, you can do this in just 1 or 2 minutes, or depending on your audience and depending on your presentation, this initial part could take 15 or 20 minutes. What I love about the Instant Authority Blueprint is you can expand it and contract it to suit the conversation. And if I was sitting with somebody, say 1-to-1, then when I go into pain, I would just move my hand slightly to the right. And if I was in the gain, I'd move my hand slightly to the left. And when I then bridge the gap, I would just point like this to me. I wouldn't be doing this stuff sitting with somebody 1-to-1, right? I would just then point to me. You can do this on a telephone, you can do it on a webinar, but I guarantee you that when you follow the 7-step Instant Authority Blueprint and you implement this into your conversations, hey, I'll give you an example. I used this on my 6-year-old just a couple of days ago because she didn't want to eat her Brussels sprouts on a Sunday roast. So I used the 7-step blueprint to basically convince her that it was a great idea. And at the end of it, she's eating her Brussels sprouts and thanking me for it. So you can use this in any conversation where you are looking to persuade somebody to make a change, buy your product, buy into your idea, whatever the case may be. This is just one element of the Expert Speaker Blueprint, which is the 4-step process that will take you from where you are now to where you need to grow, help you get more property deals, help you get investors, help you grow your business. I really, really hope you have found this useful. If you are new to this channel, make sure you smash the subscribe button, leave me a question or comment below, follow and watch more of my videos, because if I can do it, you can do it, and I'll see you in another episode very, very soon.